Matthew 1:23 Niv, the virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Immanuel, which means God with us. What if you knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that you were never truly alone? That in the quietest, darkest moments, there was someone who walked with you, understood your pain, and brought hope. This is the heart of Matthew 1:23, a promise that God isn't distant, but right here with us. Immanuel, God with us. This verse reminds us of the incredible reality of God's love, that He chose to come close to us. In calling Jesus Immanuel, we are assured of His presence in our lives. He is not a distant deity watching from afar. He entered into the human experience, sharing in our joys and sorrows, our struggles and victories. This truth is especially powerful during seasons of waiting and uncertainty. Just as Mary and Joseph had to trust God's plan amidst confusion and fear, we too are called to trust in His nearness. Even when life feels overwhelming, God with us isn't just a comforting phrase, it's a transformational promise. It means that in every trial, we have the strength to endure because we are not alone. In every blessing, we are reminded to give thanks because His presence sustains us. As we approach Christmas, let us carry the hope of this verse in our hearts. Emmanuel is here. God is with us in our struggles, guiding us with His light and love. This is the gift of Christmas, one that stays with us throughout every moment of our lives. Challenge: take time today to reflect on how you have experienced God's presence in your life. Where has God with us shown up in your story? The responsorial psalm for today, December 8th, 2024, the second Sunday of Advent, is Psalm 1-6. This psalm emphasizes joy and hope in the Lord's deliverance. It recounts how God has restored fortunes in the past, transforming weeping into rejoicing, and it serves as a reminder to trust in God's power to bring about renewal and blessings in the future. Key themes in Psalm 126: joy and restoration. The psalm reflects on a time when God brought the people out of exile, likening it to a dream fulfilled. Hope for renewal. Just as the Lord has acted before, the psalmist expresses faith that God will continue to provide restoration, like water flowing to refresh dry lands, faith in difficult times. Even those who sow with tears can look forward to a harvest of joy, symbolizing that challenges faced with faith can lead to blessings. Reflection on Psalm 1-6. Psalm 126 captures a profound journey of restoration, gratitude, and hope. It speaks to the human experience of moving from despair to joy, from seasons of struggle to moments of profound blessing. Gratitude for past deliverance. The psalm begins with a reflection on God's past faithfulness, likening the restoration of fortunes to a dream fulfilled. It reminds us of the joy and amazement that accompanies answered prayers and God's intervention in our lives. This is an invitation to reflect on our personal exiles and how God has brought us back to places of peace and joy. Faith in present challenges. The imagery of sowing seeds in tares, but reaping with joy, speaks to the reality of enduring hard times. This part of the psalm acknowledges that life can be filled with moments of pain, yet it assures us that those tares are not in vain. Through perseverance and faith, these trials will bear fruit in due time. Hope for future restoration. The psalmist calls on God to continue bringing renewal, likening it to streams in the Negev, a dry desert transformed by life-giving water. This emphasizes trust in God's ongoing work, even when circumstances feel barren or lifeless. In times of joy, we are reminded to give thanks for the Lord's blessings. In seasons of difficulty, we can hold on to the promise that God is faithful to bring restoration and joy. Advent, as a season of anticipation, aligns beautifully with this psalm's themes, calling us to trust in the Lord's plan as we wait for Christ's coming. How has God restored you in the past? Where in your life do you need to sow seeds of faith, trusting in His promise for joy? As we reflect on Matthew 1:23, we are reminded of the profound truth that God is with us, present in our lives, offering hope, peace, and guidance through every season. This promise becomes our anchor, especially in times of uncertainty, as we await the coming of Christ. Likewise, Psalm 126 reminds us that even in moments of sowing with tares, God is faithful to bring a harvest of joy. It encourages us to trust in His ongoing work of restoration, renewing our hope and faith as we move forward. This Advent season, let these scriptures inspire us to carry joy and faith in our hearts, looking back with gratitude and ahead with trust in God's promises. May the coming of Christ continue to fill our lives with the assurance of Immanuel, God with us. Challenge: carry these words into your day as a reminder of God's constant presence. How can you reflect His joy and hope to others around you?